Continuing with our notes for assignment 13, let's look at problem number 7. We have x squared plus 5x minus 6, and we want to evaluate for x equal to negative 1. Now, especially with multiplication and exponents, I like to replace my variable with a set of parentheses. So everywhere that I have an x, I replace that x with a set of parentheses. And now, inside my parentheses, I'm going to put my value for x. In this case, that's a negative 1. Okay, so we have all of negative 1 squared plus 5 times negative 1 minus 6. All of negative 1 squared, remember, that's like saying negative 1 squared is the same thing as negative 1 times negative 1. And negative times a negative is positive. So we have 1. Positive 5 times a negative 1 is a negative 5 minus 6. Now, following the order of operations, we're going to work from left to right because we're just dealing with subtraction. So 1 minus 5 is a negative 4. And then negative 4 minus 6 is a negative 10. Okay, problem number 8. We have a negative of x squared minus 9 times x minus 6. Again, everywhere that I see a variable, I'm going to replace that variable with a set of parentheses. So we have the negative, open parentheses, squared, minus 9 times open parentheses, minus 6. And inside those parentheses, I'm going to put my value for x, which is negative 1. Now, notice right here, this is the negative of negative 1 squared. We're going to take the negative of whatever negative 1 squared is. And we already did negative 1 squared over in problem 7. We looked at how negative 1 squared is a positive 1. So we have the negative of positive 1. Negative 9 times a negative 1 is a positive 9 minus 6. Then the negative of negative 1 is a, excuse me, I said that wrong. Then the negative of 1 is a negative 1. Plus 9 minus 6. When it comes to addition and subtraction, we work things out as we see them from left to right. So negative 1 plus 9 is a positive 8. And then positive 8 minus 6 is a positive 2. Problem number 9. We have p to the third minus 9. And we want to evaluate for p equal to 2. So I'm going to replace my first p with the set of parentheses. We're going to raise it to the third power. And we are subtracting 9. And inside my parentheses, I'm going to put a 2. So 2 to the third. Recall that 2 to the third is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 4 times 2, which is an 8. So we have 8 minus 9, and 8 minus 9 is a negative 1. Problem number 10. We have x to the third plus x squared minus 7x plus 4. So again, everywhere that you see a variable, replace that variable with a set of parentheses. That's minus 7 times x, or times a set of parentheses, plus 4. And we're going to plug in negative 2 for x. So we put negative 2 inside of all of our parentheses. Okay, let's do a reminder of what is negative 2 cubed. Negative 2 cubed is a negative 2 times a negative 2 times a negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. And 4 times a negative 2 is a negative 8. So we have negative 8. Negative 2 squared is 4, so that's plus 4. Negative 7 times a negative 2 is a positive 14 plus 4. Okay, now, if you were to work this problem out now from left to right, because all we have is addition, let's see what happens when we start adding everything together. Negative 8 plus 4 is a negative 4. You have plus 14 plus 4. Negative 4 plus 14 is a positive 10. And then 10 plus 4 is 14. Now, I want to take a moment right now to just show you that you don't always have to evaluate things in the order that you're given. So, yes, we have negative 8 plus 4 plus 14 plus 4. Now, remember that addition is commutative, meaning it doesn't matter the order that we add things in, we get the same result. So the example that I always use is 1 plus 2 plus 3 is the same thing as 3 plus 2 plus 1 is the same thing as 2 plus 1 plus 3 is the same thing as 2 plus 3 plus 1. It doesn't matter the order that we add things in. So, a couple of ways to look at this. My attention is immediately drawn to the fact that I have a 4 and a 4. So if I just think about reordering this as follows, and let's just do the 4 plus 4 first. We get negative 8 plus 8 plus 14. Well, the negative 8 and the positive 8 cancel each other out, leaving us with just the 14. That's exactly what we had over here. So, as you go through and do work for a problem, you may start to notice how it may be more efficient to combine terms in a different order than as it is initially presented. Okay, problem number 11. We have the square root of x plus 3, and we want to evaluate for x equal to 1. So I have the square root, open a set of parentheses. Notice that that plus 3 is not inside the square root. We're going to replace the 1 in that set of parentheses. So this is just saying the square root of 1 plus 3. The square root of 1 is 1. And 1 plus 3 is 4. The difference between 11 and 12 is in problem 12, the plus 3 is inside the square root. So we have the square root of, open parentheses, plus 3. So we have the square root of 1 plus 3. We'll put in the 1 inside of parentheses. 1 plus 3 is 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. Remember that the square root of 4 is asking the question, what do we have to raise to the second power to get 4? That's the question that's being asked. The square root of 4 is asking what squared is 4, and since we know that 2 squared is 4, that means that the square root of 4 is 2.